When shall we three meet again in thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
I conquer Malkin.
Had a call.
None.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hunt to the fog and fill the air.
What bloody man is that? He can report as seemeth by his flight of the revolt, the new estate.
Why, this is the Thane Cadmus, who like a good and hearty soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the Royalist, thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of kerns and gallowglasses is supplied. But all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune and with brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, and like valor's minion carved out a passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
Mark, King of Scotland, mark. No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels than Owain lords to vain vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismay not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so that they doubly redoubled their strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I'm faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste looks through his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
Well, God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From five great king, with an Owain banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Owain himself, with terrible numbers, and assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Well, to that Valor's bridegroom lacked in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And to conclude, the victory has fallen on us!
Yeah!
And that now swayed our Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Column's Inch $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
King swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. A right bewitched the rump that rung and cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve under the sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, I'll do, I'll do.
I'll give thee a wink.
Thou art kind.
And I am not.
I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the harbors that they know in the shipman's card. I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day lay upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary sennites 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet he shall be tempest-tossed. Look what I have.
Show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked his home when he did come.
A drum, Macbeth will come.
The weird sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen. Aye, how far is called to forays? What are these? So withered and wild in their attire. They seem not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are upon it. Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once a chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail, Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that which indeed ye outwardly show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems wrapped withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail.
Lesser than Macbeth, but greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stub our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you!
You guys have bubbles, as the water does, and these are of them. Whither have they vanished?
Into the air. And what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind.
Were such things here as we do speak of? Or have we eaten on the insane root, which takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
Aye, and Thane of Cawdor too. Was it not so?
To the self-same tune in words. Who's there?
Oh, the king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads of thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, well, its wonders and praises do contend, which should be thine or his. Well, silence with that, and then o'er the rest of the self-same day he finds thee, in the stout Norwegian ranks. Nothing afeard of what thyself didst to make, strange images of death, less thick as hail came post for post. And everyone did bear thy praises in his great kingdom's defense, and poured them out before him.
We are sent from our royal master to give thee thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of an even greater honor, he bade me, from him, well, to call thee the Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in such borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wreck, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
the trusted home might enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But, 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I pray you.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why have it given me earnest of a success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock against my ribs, against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that fortune is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
Why, if chance will have me king, chance may crown me, without my stir.
New wonders come upon him like our strange garments. Cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Worthy sirs, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and in some time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts, each to the other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir. There are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great essay of art. But at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
I thank you, Father.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil, a most miraculous work in this good king, which often I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven himself best knows. But strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery, he cures by hanging a golden staff about their necks, put on with holy prayers. 'Tis spoken to the succeeding royalty, he leaves the healing benediction. And with this strange virtue he hath the heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne that bless him full of grace.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they have not yet come back, but I have spoken with one who saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him as the leaving it. He died as one who had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I had built an absolute trust. O worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude was even now heavy upon me. Thou art so far before that the swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would that thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due, then more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe, in doing it, pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do but what they ought, by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be less known to have done so. Let me enfold thee to my heart.
Prepare I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know this: we will establish our state upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland.
Hail!
Which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my life at your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. Oh, that is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'er leap, for in my ways lies. Stars, hide your fires! Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye, wink at the hand, but let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
True, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Come, let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned and desired to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, "Hail, king that shall be." This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay to thy heart and farewell. Blondes thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou couldst be great. Art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend. But thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false. And yet, wouldst strongly win. Great blondes, thou'lt have that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and rather that which thou dost fear to do than wished should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I might pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden realm, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who would, were it so, have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tendings, he brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan, under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, and stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor make peace between the effect and it. Come to my temple's hearth, you murdering ministers, and take my milk for gall. Wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife sees not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark, to cry, hold, hold. Great gloves.
Worthy Cawdor.
Greater than both. Greater than both. By the all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Oh, tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book, where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye. Your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent underneath. He that's coming must be provided for. And you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall, to all our days and nights to come, give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air sweetly and nimbly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting Mallet, does approve by his loved masonry the heavens breast most wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. And I have observed where they most breed and haunt. The air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which we still thank as love. We shall teach you how you shall bid God ild us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service in every point, twice done and then done double, we're poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. We rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at his heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great law, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand, conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces toward him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch with his Circe's success, if but this might be the be-all, and the end-all here, but here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'd jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commands the ingredients of our own poison chalice to our lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his thane and his kinsman, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath been so clear in his faculties, so meek in his great office, and his virtues shall plead like angels, trumpet-tongued, against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like the newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, hoarse to the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears may drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He hath almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have recently bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Have it slept since, and wakes it now, to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou feared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Would thou have that, which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not, wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage.
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man! Who dares do more is none!
What beast wast then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now doth unmake you. I have given birth, and I know how tender it is to love the babe that holds me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have flung him from my mothering arms and dashed his brains out, had I so sworn you to have done this.
If we should fail!
We? Fail? But screw your courage to the sticking point, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather his hard day's journey shall soundly invite him, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for thine undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two from his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our grief and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mark the time with fairest show. A false face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
She goes down at 12.
I think it is later, sir.
Old, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven tonight. The candles are all out. Hold. Take thee that too. Heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful power, restraining me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword, quick! Who's that?
A friend!
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been a most unusual pleasure, and has sent forth great larges to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess. Shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. Last night, I dreamt of the three weird sisters. To you they showed some truth.
I think not of them. But yet, if you would grant an hour, we would spend it in some words upon that subject, if you would grant the time.
At your kindness, liege.
If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear, and shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. Like to you.
Go. Bid my mistress, when my drink be ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee still, and in form no less palpable as this, which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument was I to use. Oh, mine eyes were made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee yet, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. Though it is the bloody business that informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er this half-world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch. Thus, with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk. For fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time that now suits with it. While I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
What hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. It was the owl that shrieked. The fatal bellman that gives the servants good night. He is about it. And the surfeited grooms do mock their sleepy charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die.
Who's there? What? Who?
Alack, I'm afraid he is awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt, not the deed, confounds us. Hark, I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not looked so like my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband!
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl shriek and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now!
Has I descended?
On!
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Bane?
Oh, this is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say, a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers, and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, "God bless us!" and "Amen" the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say "Amen" when they did say "God bless us."
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce "Amen"? I had no seed of blessing, and "Amen" stuck in my throat.
These things must not be thought so after these ways. It will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more! Macbeth does murder sleep!" The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. The dawn of each day's life. Sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, "Sleep no more!" to all the house. Clouds have murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go, wash your hands, and cleanse this filthy witness from them. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis but the eye of childhood that fears the painted devil. If you do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
What is that knocking? Oh, how is it with me when every noise appalls? Oh, what hands are these? They tear out mine eyes! Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood free from my hand? No, rather, this my hand will the multitudinous season a carnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Come, retire we to our chamber, lest occasion calls to be watchers. More knocking. Come, be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wake, donkey, with thy knocking! I would thou couldst.
Indeed, Oh, if a man were porter of a Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock. Knock. Oh, who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a English farmer what hanged himself in expectation of plenty, Come in. Have napkins enow about you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith, here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, and yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Never get quiet. Ow. Yeah. Now, who are you, Yeah, but this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Remember the porter!
Was it so late, friend, you went to bed? Did you lie so late?
Oh, no. Faith, sir, we were carousing until the second cock.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
Oh, that he did, sir. In the very throat on me, but I requited him for his lie, and I think, being too strong for him, though he took off my leg sometimes, I made shift to cast him.
Is that master stirring? No, knocking his way to. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both. Is the king stirring, worthy Thane? Not yet. He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour. I'll bring you to him. I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
Oh, the labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
Oh, he does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death, prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple, and stole thence the life of the building.
What is it you say? The life?
May you, his majesty,
approach the chamber, and destroy your sight with the new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake, awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Banquo and Donalban! Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself! Malcolm, Banquo! As from your graves, rise up, and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bell!
What is the hideous trumpet that calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo. Our royal master's murdered.
Oh, alas! What? In our house?
Too cruel anywhere, dear dove. I prithee contradict thyself. Say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I'd have lived a blessed time. For from this moment, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and a mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were embadged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition by violent love outran the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. And his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who can refrain and have a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known?
Help me, hence! Oh!
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues? That most maintain this argument for hours.
What should be spoken here? For our fate, hid in an other hole, may rush and seize us. Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid, that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work. To know it further, fears and scruples shake us, in the great hand of God I stand, and thence, against the undivulged pretense I fight, of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So, let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contended.
Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. Out to England.
To Ireland, aye. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles. The nearer in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our saved ways to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse. And let us not be dainty in leave taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself, when there's no mercy left.
Threescore and 10 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I've seen hours dreadful and things strange. But this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Ah, good father, thou seest the heavens, less troubled with man's act, threading this bloody stage. They clocked his day, yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Is it night's predominance, or the day's shame that darknesses the face of earth and tomb, when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, were a thing most strange and certain, were the minions of their race, beauteous and swift, well turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience, well as they would have made war with mankind.
'Tis said, they eat each other.
And they did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Oh, well, here comes good Macbeth. Well, how goes the world now, sir?
Why, see you not?
Well, is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Well, alas the day, what good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
It's against nature still. Thriftless ambition that would rave it up one owns life's means. Which is most likely now the sovereignty shall fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested.
Well, where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Columkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Well, cousin, will you to stone?
No, cousin. I'll to fight.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robe sit easier than our new.
Well, farewell, father.
God's benison go with you, and with those that would make good of bad, and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird women promised. And I fear thou played most foully for it. Yet, 'twas said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that I, myself, should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, the speeches shine, why, by the verities upon thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, in all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we'll hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
May your highness command upon me, to which my duties are an indissoluble tie, forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council, but we'll take it tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will take up the time twixt now and supper. Ride not my horse the better, I must become a bar of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear that our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricides, filling their hearers with strange inventions. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you hither. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we shall keep ourself till supper time alone. Well then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word. Await those men our leisure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing! But to be safely thus. Our fears and Banquos sit deep, and there reigns in him that which would be feared. There is much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. Oh, there is none but he whose being I do fear. And under him my genius is rebuked. As it was said, Mark Antony was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind, For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them! And given mine eternal jewel to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings! Rather than so, come fate into the list, and champion me to the utterance! Who's there? Now go to the door, and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he, in times past, which kept you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. And this I made known to you in our last meeting, passing probation with you, how you were born in hands, how crossed, the instruments, who wrought them, and all else that might to half a soul and to a notion praise say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospeled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for that. There's hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shots, water rugs, and demi-wolves, all are clutched by the name of dog. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift that bounteous nature hath in him closed, whereby he receives particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike. Now, if you have a rank in the station of manhood, not in the worst file, say it! And I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who were our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed, that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, so tugged by fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance, to mend it or bewail it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance, and every minute of his being thrust against my nearest of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not, for there are certain friends, both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, who but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do supplicate, masking the business from the common eye, for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I'll advise you where to plant yourselves and acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time. For it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought that I required a clearness. And with him, that there be no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll call upon you shortly.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Banquo gone from the court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught's had, all spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died within they think on? What's done is done.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer, ere we shall eat our meals in fear, and sleep in affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better to be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan's in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can shake him further.
Come now, gentle my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply unto Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and with tongue. Unsafe the while, that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces visors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must plead this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dearest wife. Thou knowest that Banquo in his flayance lives.
But in them nature's copy is not etern.
There's comfort yet. They are still assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate's summons, the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of that knowledge, dearest love, till thou applauds the deed. Come, sealing night, and scarf out the tender-eyed, pitiful day, and cancel and tear to pieces that great bond that keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow wings his way from the rooky woods. Good things of day do droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, but keep thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
Bid thee join us.
Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveler apace to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light there. Oh!
Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation already are at the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually. So all men do from hence to the palace gate maketh their walk. A light, 'tis he.
Stand to it.
Will we reign tonight?
Let it come down.
Treachery! No!
Who did strike out the light?
Was it not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We have lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own decrees. From first to last sit down, and the haughty welcome. Ourselves shall play the humble hosts, and mingle with society. Our hostess keeps her state, but in due time we shall require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. My heart speaks their welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here, I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure, the table rounds. There's blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. I did it for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. He's good that did the like for flayouts. If thou didst sit, thou art the non-parallel.
Most royal sir, Flails escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I'd else been perfect, cool as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound to saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's sing.
Ah, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides with 20 trenched gashes in his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed, but no teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourself again.
My noble lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold. The feed were best at home. The sauce to meat were ceremony. The meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrancer. Now, let good digestion wait on appetites, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, who, may I rather, challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
Well, his absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal presence.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, sir. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise, his highness is not well!
Sit! Mighty friends, my lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray, take a seat. If you much note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed, and regard him not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts would well become a woman's story at Winter's Fire, authorized by her grandam. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
How say you? Prithee, look there! Behold, look, lo! Why care I? If thou canst not, speak too! If carnal houses in our graves must send those we bury back, our monument shall be the maws of kites!
What? Quite unmanned in folly.
As I stand here, I saw him!
Why? For shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now. In the olden time, ere human statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been committed, too terrible for the ear. The time was that when the brains were out, the man would die! And there an end! But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. Such a thing is stranger than such a murder is!
My noble lord, your friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come. Love and health to all, and I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general happiness of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To him and all we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt! And quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes that thou dost glare with! What man dares, I dare! Approach thou, like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hyrcan tiger! Take any shape but that! And my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and bear me to the desert with thy sword! If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl! Hence, horrible shadow! Unreal mockery! Hence! Why, so, being gone, I'm a man again. I pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting, with most admired disorder.
Can such things be? And to overwhelm us like a summer's cloud? That our special wonder? You make me strange. Even to the disposition that I owe. But now I think that you can behold such sights, and yet keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
Well, what sights, my lord?
I pray you, question him not. It enrages him. At once. Good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night. And better health attend his majesty.
Good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by magpies and trucks and rooks, brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning. Which is which?
How sayest thou that Macbeth denies his great person at our bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. Tomorrow I will, and the time I will, to the weird sisters. More shall they say. For now, I am bent to know, by the worst means, the worst. For mine own good, all other causes shall give way. I've stepped in this blood so far that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in mind, that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
How now, Hecate? You look angrily.
Have I not reasoned? Beldams as you are, sussy and overbold. How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, nor show the glory of and, which is worse, all you have done has been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others, do cares for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now and get you gone. At the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide your charms and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spin into a dismal and a fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that, distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He will spurn fate, scorn death, and bear. He hopes for wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I am called. My little spirit, see, sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further. Only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Cursed fact, how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious raids the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, as an it please heaven he shall not, they should find what 'twere to kill a father, so should Fleance, but peace, for from broad words and 'cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
Well, the son of Duncan whom this tyrant holds the due of birth. He lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace the malevolence of fortune holds nothing upon his high respect. Thither Macbeth has gone, to pray to the holy king, that upon his aid he may wake all Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these, with him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our knights sleep, meat to our tables, free from our banquets and feasts bloody knives, do faithful homage, receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And such a report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempts for war.
Sent he to Macbeth?
He did. And with an absolute sir, not I, the cloudy messenger turns me his back, and hums as if to say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with the answer.
And that well might advise him to a caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw, toad that under cold stone, days and nights at 31, swelters venom sleeping got, will thou first in the chun pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy mango, of the raven salt seashore, root of hemlock digged in the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of turk and tartar's lips, finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, neck the gruel thickened slab, and thereunto a tiger's cauldron, for the ingredients of our college.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with the baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone will share in the gains. And now, about the cauldron sing, live elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs,
Something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
Oh, how now, you secret black and midnight hags! What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds, and let them fight against the churches, though the yesy waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's German tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say if thou dost rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call 'em. Let me see 'em.
For in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh, Greece that's sweating from the murderer's gibbet throwing to the flame. Come high or low,
Thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power!
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth! 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 Beware Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me. Enough.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more!
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first. Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody bold and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of women born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fears lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. But what is this that rises like the issue of a king, and on his golden brow bears the rounded top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care, who chase, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great Birnam Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound roots? Sweet bones, good. Rebellion's heads rise never till the wood of Birnam rise, and our highly placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. But my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall upon you. Let me know. Why sinks that cauldron? And whence is this noise?
Show!
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Oh, thou art too much like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown doth sear mine eyeballs. And thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. The third is like the former. Oh, filthy hags! Why do you show me this? A fourth! Stark eyes! What? Will the line stretch up to the crack of doom? Another! and yet an eighth appears, who bears a glass in which I see many more. And some I see that twofold bulls and treble scepters carry. A horrible sight! For now I see 'tis true, for the blood-boltered Banquo smiles at me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir. All this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirits and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Ah! What are they? Oh God! Let this pernicious day stand high across in the calendar! Come in without there!
What's your grace's will?
Show you the red sisters!
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Oh, infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them! I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was it that came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Sign, thou anticipatest my great exploits. The flighty purpose ne'er is overtook, unless the deed go with it. And to crown thoughts with acts, let it be thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in their line. No boasting like a fool. This thing I'll do before the purpose cool. But no more sights. Come, where are these gentlemen? Show me to them.
To make him flee the land.
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife? To leave his babes? His mansions? His titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, where the flight so runs against all reason.
Pray you, dear coz, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, he is wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of season. I dare not speak further. But cruel are the times when we are traitors, and know not ourselves. When we hold rumor to what we fear, but know not what it is that we fear. And instead are tossed upon a wild and violent sea, each way it move. I'll take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things of worse will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. And you, my dear cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I was so much the fool, should I stay longer? It would be my dishonor and your discomfort. I shall take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds, dear mother.
What? With worms and flies?
With what I get, I do, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'st never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin
should I, mother? Poor birds they're not set for. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Aye, he is dead. What wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
They will buy and sell them again.
Speakest with all thy wit, and yet in faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
One that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers now to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Oh, God help thee, poor monkey. What wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor tattler, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known. Through your state of honor, I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fight you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were full cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I flee? I have done no harm. But I forget, I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, and to do good, sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then do I put up that womanly defense, to say that I have done no harm? What's on these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified that such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor! Thou liest, thou shaggered villain! What, you egg? Oh!
Just kill me, mother! Run away! They're afraid of you!
Let us seek out some desolate shade. There weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfallen birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds, as if it felt with Scotland, and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe I'll wail, what no believe, And what I can redress, as I shall find the time to, friend, I will. This, what you have spoken, it may be so perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. And though all things foul should wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance. Even there, where did I find my doubts? Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeared. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain thou thinkest for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each day a new gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted to my right, and from gracious England have our offer of goodly thousands. And yet, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it upon my sword, my country will have more vices than it did before, more suffer, and more sundrous ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that when they're opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless arms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more cursed in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. My desire, all continent impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and the fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold the time you may so hoodwink. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a staunchless avarice, that were I king, I should cut off the nobles of their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce, to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and the loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer-seeming lust. And it hath been the sword of our slain kings. But do not fear. Scotland hath poisons to fill up your will. Of your mere own, all these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting it many ways. Nay, had I the power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, and confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, then speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody scepter, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne, by his own interdiction stands accursed. and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was the most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macbeth! This noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many these trains have sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous taste. But God above, deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction. Here, abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself as strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely hath coveted what was mine own, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. My first false speaking was this against myself. What I am truly is yours, my poor country's to command. And whither, indeed, before thy here approach, old Sirward with 10,000 men already to point was setting forth, and now will together, and our chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, betimes remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, cannot be called our mother, but our grave. Most afraid to know itself. Where no one but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked. Where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. Scarce there is the dead man's knell ash for rue, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying ere they sicken.
Oh, relation too nice, and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That an hour's age doth heach the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
She's well.
And all my children?
Her well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a niggard of thy speech. How goes it?
Well, when I came hither to transport these tidings, which I have heavily borne, then I ran a rumor of many worthy fellows about, which I witnessed the rather, for I saw the tyrant's power afoot. But now is the time for help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers who make our women fight to doff their dire distress.
Be it their comfort, we're coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us old Sirward and 10,000 warlike men. An older and a better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Oh, would that I could answer such comfort with the like. But I have words that should be held in the desert air, with a hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe. But the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall burden them with the heaviest sound that they have ever yet heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes are savagely slaughtered, and to relate the matter upon the quarry of these murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What man? Ne'er pull your hands upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The Greek that does not speak whispers the o'erfront heart and bids it break.
Were wife killed too? Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And that must be from thence.
My children too? I have said, be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief. He has no children. Oh, my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, okay. All. What? All my pretty chickens and their dam in one fell swoop. Dispute it as a man. I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven and the garden would not take their part? Sinful Macduff. They were all struck for thee. Not for their demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now. Be this the whetstone of your sword, that grief convert to anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it. Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heaven, cut short all intermission. Front to front bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's link set him. And if he escape, heaven forgive him too. This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, and our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long, that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, and afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet, all this while, in a most fast sleep.
Great perturbation in nature, to receive the benefits of sleep and do the effects of watching. During this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
And neither to you nor to anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look, how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to appear thus, washing her hands. I have known her to continue in it a quarter of an hour.
Yet, here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her, to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out! Down! Spot! Out, I say! 1, Why, then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. By, my lord, by! A soldier and a feared? What needs we fear? Who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have known the old man to have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. Go to, you've heard what you should not.
She has spoken what she should not. I am sure of this. Heaven knows what she has known.
There's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh! Oh! Oh!
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the entire body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you again. Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. 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 Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed! To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance. And still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated and amazed my sight. I think but dare not speak.
Good night, good father.
The English power draws near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenges burn in them, for their dear and bleeding causes would to the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way are they coming.
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unrefused that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Those that do lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start? When all that is within him does condemn itself for being there.
We'll march beyond to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. and meet there we the medicine of the sickly weal, and with him pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs, to do the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
To Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by, and the heart I bear, shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil take thee hence, thou cream-faced loon! Or dost thou that goose look?
There are 10,000
geese, villain!
Soldiers, sir!
Oh, go prick thy face and overred thy fear, thou lily-livered boy! What soldiers, Patch?
The English force, so please you!
Oh, take thy face hence! C10! I'm sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say! This push shall cheer me ever, or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troop of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead curses, not loud but deep, not honor, breath, which the poor heart fain would deny, and dare not. Season!
What is yours?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll bite till from my bones my flesh be hacked, and bring me mine armor.
'Tis not yet needed, my lord.
I'll put it on! Send out more horses. Stir the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. And bring me mine armor! How does your patient, priest?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not, priest, minister to a mind diseased, pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, and raise out those written troubles of the brain with some sweet, oblivious antidote? Purge the stuffed bosom of the stuff gently! Purge that bosom of the stuff that weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Physic for the dogs! Oh, none of it! Put mine armor on! Bring me my sword! Season, send out! The Thanes fly from me, priest. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, priest, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo, and should applaud again. Oh, pull it off, I say! What rhubarb chime, or what purgative drug could scour these English hence? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Oh, bring it after me! I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Cousins! I hope the days are near at hand and that chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the number of our host, and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn no other but that the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope. For where there's advantage to be given, both more and less hath given him the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things, whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that with due decision will make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but these issues strokes must arbitrate. 'Twas which advanced the war!
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here let them lie, till famine and the ague eats them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have let them dare beard for beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
Tis the cry of women, my good lord.
I'd almost forgotten the taste of fears. The time had been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. My fell of hair would rise and stir as life were in it. But I have supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. And wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my good lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out! Out, brief candle! Life's but a poor player, a walking shadow that struts and frets his hour on the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I shall report that which I say I saw. I know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought, the will begin to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure wrath, if it be not so. Within this 3 mile, where you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, from the first tree shalt thou hang alive, till famine cling thee! If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost as much from me. I pull in resolution, and begin to doubt the word of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, till Burnham Wood comes to Dunsinane. And now a forest comes from Dunsinane. Arm and out! If that which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be a-weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now, near enough, your leafy screens throw down, and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall, with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Macbeth and we shall take upon us what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight!
Make all our trumpets sound! Give them all breath! Those clamorous homages of blood and death! They have tied me to the stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like must fight the course. Was he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none. What is thy name? Thou be afraid to hear it. Not though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell. My name's Macbeth. The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ear. No more fearful. Thou liest!
Upon the tyrant with my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakst.
Thou wast born of woman, but swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man that's of a woman born. That's where the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face! If thou be a slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be. By this great clatter one of greatest note seems bruited. Let me fight him, O Christ! and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently winded. The tyrants people on both sides do fight, and the noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day itself almost professes to be yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir. The castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? While I still see lives, the gashes do better upon them. Turn, hellhound, turn! Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back! My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou losest labor. As easy mayest thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword and press as make me bleed. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Just bear thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee Macbeth was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so! For it hath broke my better part of man. And let these juggling fiends be no more believed, and palter with us in a double sense, and keep the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. I'll not waste thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole, and under it, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground beneath young Malcolm's feet, be baited by the rabble's curse. Though burning forest come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before thy body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macbeth, and damn thee in the first cries hold enough!
I would those we missed were safe arrived.
Some must be off. And yet, by these I see here, so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing. And your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived until he was a man, which no sooner how his prowess confirmed on the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead.
Aye. Let natural cause of sorrow be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
I have heard before.
Aye, on the front.
Why then God's soldiers be he. Had I many sons as I have heirs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is nulled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King! For so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expensive time before reckoning with our several loves, and make us even with you, my thanes and kinsmen. Henceforth, be earls! The first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do is newly planted with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, who fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who 'tis thought by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else, by the grace of grace, we shall perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned as Scone.
Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King.
Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland!
A tremendous 3 days for us, a tremendous 2.5 months for us. Right now, I just want to thank all of our cast. They've worked so hard. They've put so many hours into this. But I also want to thank our crew. They, do everything behind the scenes. We never see them. Luckily, if I do my like views right. So can the crew come out right now? The Lisa and Deborah and Megan. just also want to thank Dr. Culberson who's here tonight, everybody, Meredith, the people that were here filming every night, people doing lights. This was an impossible project without them and without God, so glory be to him. It's a miracle that we made it alive to the end. Yeah, thank you all for coming, and please join us for refreshments upstairs.